Okay. Good morning, Picreta. How are you?
Good, Elizabeth. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking.
How's the weather
Getting
looking on
ready.
your end?
I was just going to ask you that. Are you getting ready for the storm?
Yes, we anticipate, they say about a foot or more.
Okay. Wow. We probably are not going to get anything where I'm at, but from what I saw on Facebook yesterday, bread and water and essentials have been cleared from the store. So,
We're pretty used to it up here in the Northeast. We have all types of name for our northeastern snowstorms. All right, good morning, everyone. Again, it is your caseworker for credit with my colleague Elizabeth. She's the accreditor rep, and we are live today. And we're going to answer any general AOS questions that you may have. So please start submitting your questions because we do anticipate to be here for about 30 minutes, so only at least until 11:30 because we do have appointments coming up after this.
um, let's talk about a few things that are going to be coming up for Dreamers Together. We are going to have a workshop next Thursday, January 29th. At 7 p.m. Eastern time. And what we're going to be talking about during this workshop is going to be 40 credits. Do you have 40 credits? Do you know how to submit your application and what evidence? If you have the 40 credits, and do you know what to submit when you get that RFE based on having 40 credits? So we're going to have that workshop Thursday. I can drop the pin if I find the pin or the link for that workshop. I'll drop it here in the comments. We are going to have another workshop later on, maybe February-ish, and we're going to go talk about the I-864. Okay. So it's going to be kind of if people are interested, it's going to kind of be a two-part. Um, or if you just want to use your 40 credits and want to just join one of the workshops, that's fine. Or if you're going to be doing the I-864 and you want to join that workshop, that's also fine. We're going to be going over that. I do see still a lot of confusion when it comes down to 40 credits in the IA64. So that is the reason that we're going to be doing the workshop Thursday, January 29th. That is one of the things. Also, Dreamers Together, we are going to be open some Saturdays, not all Saturdays, but some Saturdays due to high demand. We have been seeing that a lot of people maybe cannot get work or get time off of work during the week, or their schedule is just too tight. So because we have been getting a lot of people asking for these appointments, we're going to be here Saturday. We're going to be here Saturday tomorrow, actually, for those that are interested in booking your appointment. So same, go to the website, click on the appointment, and if there's a Saturday available, it's because we're going to be here that Saturday. I myself included will be here tomorrow, as well as some of our other caseworkers and legal reps. So make sure to book. This is a good time to book because, again, we understand schedules are tight. So,
I also
um,
see one more. I also see a little bit of confusion, Ellie, with the G1650s, the ACH Bank withdrawal transaction forms. Um, we'll just summarize kind of a little bit about how they work, and maybe in the future we'll do maybe like a little workshop to show you guys. So basically, the petitioner has to file a G1650 from them for the I-130. At the top where it asks for the requester name, that would be the petitioner, and the filing fee for that I-130 would be on that form as well. And it doesn't matter whose bank account you use. You can use the petitioner's or the beneficiary's bank account, but that specific G1650 has to come from the petitioner. He has to be the requester or the petitioner at the top, and the fee for the I-130. Same thing for the beneficiary. You have to have your own G1650 per each form with the fee and your full name at the top, and the bank information for whomever is submitting their bank information. I do see a lot of confusion on these forms, but I would like to know that you need one per each form. Now, maybe in the future, we can maybe kind of run a workshop on that as well. We'll keep you guys posted, okay?
make sure that your Sign in after you print the form. I think that one of the main reasons why
Hmm.
these forms are coming back is because they're doing an electronic signature or they're
Will not
typing in their
accept them.
name. They're not going to accept it that way. Um, I personally, this is me, personally prefer the G1650s over the G1450s because I have seen several cases. Not my
Hmm.
cases because I don't send this form. If you're my client, you know that I don't really give that option out. Because I have seen that a lot of people are getting the packets back when they're submitting credit card or debit card because for some reason, even though they've notified their financial institution, it still doesn't get, it gets flagged and it doesn't get approved. So USCIS can't make that, can't get their payment. So then they send the whole packet back. I've not really had a lot of issues with the 1650s, um, unless it's because they maybe weren't signed or completed correctly. So that's one of the big things. But of course, if you want to give it a try, give the G1450 a try. Credit debit card. Just know that hey, that packet can be sent back.
And keep in mind when you are filling out the G1650s, that again, one per each form, okay? I-130 comes from the petitioner. He's going to be completing that G1650. Um, you know, the ones that come from the beneficiary for that I-485 and the I-765 or the I-131, you're going to have separate G1650s for those as well. And the only reason I point this out today is because I did do like a packet review, I think in the last few weeks where the individual had, filled out the whole G1650 wrong, or they had submitted one for all the forms. And that's why I just want to kind of put it out there. You cannot submit one for all the forms. Each form has their own payment, kind of like, when we were submitting the bank checks, money orders, cashier checks, one per each form.
Perfect. We have a question.
Right. Bernice. Hello, Bernice. My daughter becomes 21 in October and I have my legal entry. How soon can I do my doctor's appointment? Um, your daughter becomes 21 in October, so you could file right after. Um, technically, you can get your doctor's, you can get your I-693 exam completed. But I would wait a little bit until you at least get closer to October. So I would probably wait until like, to be safe, August. Only because you don't know what the new administration, they're constantly changing the edition dates on the forms. So I would say at least at least until maybe August or September. Just, be proactive, have that vaccine record ready, okay? Again, because these edition dates are getting changed, I worry about this, so I would wait until at least August or September to get your medical done.
Also, flu season. I was actually talking to
Yes,
a couple of my clients right now. Flu season, if you plan on completing your medical exam now, you will need the flu vaccine until
correct.
March 31st. So if you're trying to get away from that, wait until after March 31st. But I worry about the addition dates because in the past, they have changed those addition dates without
They
much
have,
notice.
mhm. And also, like Ellie said, the flu vaccine. You know, if you can, if you don't need that medical exam urgently, then just wait. If you, you know, if you can wait, wait and avoid that flu vaccine. But obviously, that is up to you. That is your preference, whether you want to wait or not. But I would certainly wait and get closer to October.
Hmm. If you are doing your child to parent petition, that's what we call those, child to parent petition, because you have a legal entry, we are offering those services as well. One thing that we get asked a lot is, what if I don't have a legal entry? You want to complete advanced parole, right? If you don't have the legal entry, but you also want to go back and maybe one of your parents is a green card holder or a citizen, but they were a green card holder. How did they get their green card holder? Maybe you have what we called 245I. Maybe you're a derivative of a petition um, that was filed on or before April 1 of 2001, and you may not know about it, or your parents maybe never even spoke about it to you, and you probably have 245I, which would count as your legal entry so that you could do the process here in the US. Um, Maybe you don't even have DACA, and 245I would be, what we call or the golden ticket. So go back. I highly recommend everybody go back, talk to your parents if your parents are citizens now or green card holders. How did they get their green card? Maybe, one of their siblings petitioned for them and that's how dad got his green card. Maybe you now have 245I and you haven't applied for AP or you don't have AP or you can't apply for AP, 245I. We've done a couple of those cases and we've been very
We have.
successful as well.
Okay, so next question. Deanna, what we talking about? Hello, Deanna. We just basically spoke a little bit about the G1650s and the G1450s, the bank ACH transaction form and the credit card transaction form. And we just spoke a little bit about obviously individuals that don't have DACA and that do not have their legal entry to go back and check and find out if their parents do indeed have a green card or citizenship, how they ended up getting that green card or citizenship. Was it through 245I back in the day? Um, so obviously you would want to look for their petitions, those approved I-130 petitions, and check the filing date on those. Because if they were filed when 245I was around, you will not need a legal entry. You can use that filing, under 245I in lieu of that missing entry. You would essentially be a derivative of that 245I. I mean, there is more to it because it depends on what year that was filed and whether we now need to prove that your parent was physically present in the United States. So there is a little more to it. So don't just assume, oh, my parent filed and my parent had an application that was filed for them under 245. I now qualify. No, in order for you to qualify, there are, that is the golden ticket, but there are a few more items that we need to prove and add with that um, petition. So, if you think that your parents may have benefited from a petition. I mean, sorry, if they don't even have to benefit, it would have been approvable upon filing when filed. So, if any of your parent, if either of your parents had filed a petition back when 245I was wrong, you may very well benefit from that petition. But we need to check out the facts, such as the petition itself and any relating documents. Okay. Again, the magic word 245I, and check with your parents when they had petitions filed on their behalf. Was it, like Ellie said, before April of so and so year?
Hmm. If no, go ahead. I was gonna say
No, no, go
if
ahead.
you're I was gonna give another option to 245. We've talked about advanced parole if you have DACA to AP, get your legal
Mhm.
entry. Now we're talking about 245I if your parents maybe had a petition, maybe they didn't even get their green card, but they'd still have that 245I, or
Correct.
maybe even your
An
parents
employer.
could get their green card. Employer labor certificate filed, even if they never got their green card through their employer, but if they had a labor certificate filed before this date. Maybe your parents even have 245I. They don't have a legal entry, but they have 245I because maybe one of their parents, or maybe they were either the derivative or the beneficiary. Maybe they have 245I and now they have a child that's 21. They don't have a legal entry, they have 245, and maybe they can adjust their green card now. Another option is military parole in place as well. Um, and this a lot of this information will go to the older generation of parents that don't have DACA. If you have DACA, easy fix to advance parole. If your parents, one of their children joins the military parole in place, there'll be legal entry. Then they'll be able to proceed with the adjustment of status, their green card application.
Correct. It'll parole them in place. It'll give them that I-94, and then they can adjust through a U.S. citizen, spouse, or child. Um, I also want to know, I have seen in the Facebook group where some people have filed MPIP, and then they are filing their DACA renewals, and um, they are getting denied for the renewal because their MPIP is valid. You can file your DACA and your MPIP at the same time. Um, as long as when you're filing that DACA, you don't have a valid MPIP, they'll approve it generally. Um, but if you have a valid MPIP, they may not approve it. So you can file MPIP and DACA renewals um, at the same time, generally speaking. But if you have a valid MPIP when that DACA renewal is being adjudicated, then they may deny it based on the fact that you have a valid MPIP. And you can read more about this in the USCIS website under frequently asked questions in regards to DACA and MPIPs. And that's what I want to put out there. Maybe that's not the case for everyone. Maybe people have gotten both DACA and MPIP. That can very well occur if MPIP is not valid when you file, your DACA, and then you're filing for MPIP. The MPIP's not valid yet. Your DACA gets approved, and then MPIP can get approved. As long as you don't, generally, as long as your MPIP is not valid, uh, you can get your DACA renewal and your MPIP approved. Um, but lately, USCIS has been kind of doing what they want. So if you have a valid MPIP, like I said, go ahead and file and try anyway. I just basically want to let you know, I want to put it out there that you can file DACA and MPIP. It's just if you have a valid MPIP while you file for your DACA renewal is where you might come into an issue of not being able to renew your DACA because you have a valid MPIP. Any of your thoughts on this, Ellie?
I've been seeing a few people here and there post that their DACA was denied because they have a valid military parole in place.
Yeah.
If you have
You can
military parole in place, go ahead.
go no, no, go ahead. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Um, if you have a valid military parole in place, next step is adjustment of status, okay?
Correct.
I've seen people that wait a year and then they have to renew it and then they want to apply for adjustment of status right now. Don't wait. As soon as you have that military parole in place, go ahead and apply for adjustment of status. A lot of things can happen. Marriages can end. There's no
hmm
need to wait.
Not only that, but I've seen, like I said, if you want to file for that your DACA renewal and MPIP, that's fine. Obviously, they're two separate filings. You can file them at the same time. But if that MPIP becomes valid, guess what? They're not going to renew your DACA. Maybe you may get somebody that might do both. I don't know, but based on the facts of what we read in the USCIS website. Um, Also, I have noted that I've seen some posts where people are like, well, you know what, I have DACA, but I want to apply for MPIP because I want it to protect me from deportation. The main reason you should be applying for MPIP is because you have that missing I-94, that missing legal entry. Okay. You should not, in my opinion, as well, you should not be applying for, oh, because I want it to protect me because you have DACA. Okay. You have, you know, DACA, and DACA is in place by law to protect you from deportation. So I would say stick with DACA. And again, that's only my opinion, but stick with DACA because once you get that MPIP, remember, you have a year to apply for adjustment of status. After that year, you have to go and apply for MPIP again and wait a while until it gets approved. So if you have DACA, it's active, just keep renewing DACA. Because once you apply for MPIP and you get approved for MPIP and that's valid, you can't renew your DACA. And now you're stuck with possibly having to renew that MPIP. It makes it a little more complicated. So summarize: if you are going to adjust your status and you don't have a legal entry, MPIP's fine. But if you don't have, you know, a route to adjustment of status right now, just stick with your DACA and make sure you renew it on time and that it is active and you keep it on you at all times. So anything like to add to that, Ellie, before we go to our next question?
No, you've covered it all.
Bernice, you're welcome, Bernice. Okay, let's go to this one. Is for you, Ellie.
Mari, ¿aún se puede aplicar para Advanced Pro, para el AP? Definitivamente sí se puede aplicar. Estamos viendo que el tiempo de proceso ha disminuido significativamente de 6 meses. Primero eran 3 meses, luego 6 meses, 9 meses. Estamos a 12 meses. Posiblemente se alargue más el tiempo, pero apliquen, ¿ok? No saben cómo les va a ayudar el Advanced Pro en el futuro. Apliquen. Es cuestión de esperar ahorita a USCIS. Okay, next question.
Ismail. Hello, Ismail. 3 months waiting post interview for green card marriage base. We unfortunately right now, I know of some scenarios. I know I have some clients we're waiting way past 3 months. I know it's a waiting game, unfortunately, and it tests your patience at times.
Seven.
You know,
Months here.
you can't even file a general inquiry because they won't. they'll tell you that it's too early, basically, and they'll let you know, reach back out with an inquiry. Your case has not, your case is not out of the normal processing times. Please reach back out when it is. So ideally, right now, yeah, I have cases well over 7 months as well, and I can't file an inquiry because they're letting you know it's out of the normal processing, which means it's taking us a lot longer.
I filed one and they said don't reach out until 2027.
Wow. Yeah, there you go.
Well, that's still a year
Horrible.
and a half from now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead, Deli.
Stephanie, how long is DACA taking right now to renew? I submitted in September. So we try to cover this question every single time we do a live and even in the Facebook group. And I know not everybody's going to be happy with the response that they get from us, but it is going to be 5 to 8 months on average. Now, some cases will be lucky. They'll get approved faster. We are asking everybody to renew minimum 6 months out because it is taken approximately 5 to 8 months. We've seen several people in the Facebook group post that they are waiting. I think I saw somebody wait from May. I've
Yeah.
seen somebody wait from like July, now September. I know October, November. I've seen people wait. So timeline for DACA are all over the place. Every once in a while, I'll see, the comments that say, "Well, mine took 2 weeks, 2 years ago." That was 2 years ago. So we're
Hmm.
under different administration. You want to be proactive and you want to make sure that you file at least 6 months in advance. But Attorney Charles Cook has stated, give yourself a year, and you're gonna get your DACA approved, but it's gonna take a while. Okay.
Yendi. Hi, ladies. Question. I'm getting ready to send my AOS package to send it to you for revise before sending it out. Do I need to have everything as a PDF, like all pics, etc., or just the main forms? Oh, okay. You said you have everything as a PDF and you would like to send us your packet for us to, review it and meet. Okay, so I always say send everything over because I like to match everything up and make sure it's correct. But if you want to send over the forms themselves, you can. It's just that it's going to give me kind of a hard time because I would like to see those tax return transcripts if you're filing I-864. I would like to see the birth certificates, the passports, just to make sure all that information matches up. So I would say send over the whole packet. And don't forget your cover letters. We have them in our AOS Facebook group as well, if under guides if you need one. That will let USCIS know what's in the packet and why you're filing the packet. Go ahead, Ellie, because I know your thoughts on this one.
You know me too good.
Hmm.
Orlando, do y'all honestly think AP is worth at this point? 630 plus the 1,000, over 1,600, not including other costs. So this is kind of one of the reasons why we were suggesting advanced parole 4, 3, 2 years ago, because things do change, right? Um, Unfortunately, it wasn't done. Now it's still an opportunity. So
Yes.
for $1,600, super worth it because you don't know how this advanced pro is going to help you out in the future. I think a lot about the past generations, our past generations, maybe our parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts that didn't even have this opportunity to have DACA, or that didn't even have the opportunity to file for advanced parole, maybe travel. Maybe they wanted this opportunity to travel, come back legally. Now they'd have children. Now they would have been able to get a green card, right? So you don't know how advanced parole is going to help you. For a legal entry for $1,600, yes, super
Okay.
worth it. Super worth it. Take the opportunity that you have, okay? If you can do it, take it. If you need to put it on a credit card, take the opportunity because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity that other people, other generations did not have. So, what's $1,600 right now?
I have ran into a lot of question sessions that I have with individuals, and I ask them questions, and they don't have DACA, um, and they don't have that legal entry. Essentially, they have no way out to adjust, and they have children that are citizens, 21-year-old citizens. Um, but the issue is they don't have that legal entry. They don't have DACA, so they cannot apply for AP. And their children, for whatever reason, are in college or they cannot join the military. So some individuals truly do not have any other way out to get that golden ticket, which is illegal entry. And I'm pretty sure if you ask some individuals in the past, even family members that have been prevented from AOS because they don't have that legal entry, they would have gladly paid that $1,600, whether it be on the credit card or it'd be just saving up and filing within time. If you have
Hmm.
the opportunity, definitely take it. I know it's taking up 11 months, but think about it. You may have an approved advance parole, give you the opportunity to travel and get that legal entry by the end of this year.
Right. Aside from the legal entry, um, maybe you really have somebody that you have to go see. Maybe you have grandparents.
Yes.
I have seen a lot of DACA recipients. Okay, we do this on a daily basis, and I have seen a lot of DACA recipients that are here. Somehow they came when they were smaller, parents brought them. Now parents aren't even in the US, they're back in their home country. What would these people give to be able to go back home one time to see grandparents, family members?
Mhm.
Um, if you would have asked this to our parents, they would have gladly paid $1,600
Yes.
to go and see their parents one last time. Now, let's keep in mind, and this is kind of, keep in mind that I know that this goes a lot for like our older generation, not our generation now, because we're very fortunate, but our older generations, they would have given anything, $1,600, $5,000 to go back home and say their goodbyes to family members at least one time. So I think that we're very, very, very fortunate to, have this opportunity. Take it.
We certainly
Have
are.
fun.
And we all know who we can forever thank for DECA.
Yeah.
All right,
Yep.
let's see. Hello. You're very welcome, Ismail and Andrea. Thank you guys for all you do. It is our pleasure. We are truly, truly glad that we can help and we can serve our community. Um, and we are also here. So if you have any questions, if keep in mind we're here every week. So write them down and submit them, or schedule a Q&A or a consultation. Hello, Casper. I have a criminal case, but I haven't had a court date set. But I need to renew DACA. Do I have to wait till the case settled, or can I renew? Okay. It obviously depends on what the case is, but I can tell you this: if you submit your DACA renewal with a document stating that um, you know, your court case is pending, you're going to run into an issue. They might RFE you or they might deny it. Um, so generally speaking, you should have either an attorney or resolved maybe like a dismissal of that court case, because it depends again what it is. It depends on whether you're found guilty or not. If it's like a dismissal paperwork, you weren't found guilty or anything, that's fine. But I would say it depends on what it is. Proceed with an attorney, because if you give them a DECA renewal with a pending criminal case, you're going to run into an issue. You're not going to just approve it based on the fact that your criminal case is pending. And again, it depends on what it is, and you may need to proceed with an attorney. All right. Andrea, is it true that DACA recipients are receiving check-in letters with immigration centers? Um, Ali, you can take this one because you are the DACA queen. I can
So
always chime in and help out, but you are the DACA queen.
I'm gonna answer and then I'm gonna go because I do have an appointment
Yep,
right now. I didn't
same
notice
here.
it was 11:30. But Charles Cook, Attorney Charles Cook did answer this question and he said no, not that he's aware of. Now, if they are, there is because there may be something that people are unaware of. So pull your FOIA, see what's on your record. Should you be worried? Do you have a deportation order you maybe don't know about when you were smaller? It can happen. I've seen a lot of people that said, "Well, I came in and I never came across immigration because that's what my parents told you." Well, surprise, surprise, parents didn't tell you that you
Mhm.
were in fact detained, deported, whatever the case may have been. So pull up a FOIA is what he suggested. Pull up a FOIA, see what's really on your immigration record. But that is it actually for today for me because I do have to run. But bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Ali. Okay, I'll take a few more and then I have to run as well. Um, so going back to what Ellie says, I've also heard that, stories where individuals will state, well, you know what? so and so was caught, and no, we were caught, but so and so was fingerprinted and deported. I'm not under deportation because I was a minor. You have to be careful because you can have a deportation order even if you were a minor. You can very well be on that individual's deportation order as well. So please go back and thoroughly check, as Ellie said, obtain a FOIA, CBP, and OPIM. Andrea, let's see. Is it true starting February 2026 you can't adjust status due to a public charge? Okay. I know they're speaking about this, and I know there is ongoing conversation about this, but nothing is official yet about the public charge questions or changes. All right, guys, I think that's enough for today. It is 11:32. Ellie and myself will see you back here next week, Friday, same time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Um, Other than that, everyone be safe and have yourselves a great weekend. And if you are up here in the Northeast or any area where you are expected to have a major snowstorm, please stay safe. Take care. You're real welcome, Andrea. Take care. Bye bye. Oh, well, I think we have one more here. Castillo. Hello, Castillo. I'm planning to get married, but my partner has some legal issues. Will that affect when doing AOS? So, um, is your partner the petitioner or the beneficiary? Um, it depends. If it's a petitioner, it depends on what legal issues. If it's a beneficiary, you definitely want to take care of those legal issues. Just to kind of wrap this up and let you know a little bit about your issue. Now, if you want more information on that, if you, the beneficiary, have those legal issues, then you, depending what they are, you might want to seek an attorney. Um, okay. So, what do you mean by none, Castillo? Again, it depends on what the legal issues are because there is a form, the I-45, that does ask about your spouse or your parents and if they have had any of those criminal issues on that I-45. So again, it depends on what it is. But if you, the beneficiary yourself, have any legal issues or criminal issues, just please do not submit your AOS packet. So your son is your petitioner, but is your son the one with the legal issues? And again, it depends on what they are. Um, all right. Weekend, and I'll see you all next week.